Hello Year 5 and welcome to your DT lesson for the week. I really enjoyed looking at all your CAM mechanisms and your ideas, and today we're going to be designing our own CAM mechanisms. So I'm going to share my screen. And our LO is to be able to design a toy with CAM mechanisms. Our big question is, what is the purpose of a moving toy? Here are your 3 questions today, because we've got lots of designing to do. So we have 3 questions. Name 3 of the 6 CAM shapes. If the CAM is smaller, the toy moves faster, true or false. And what does linear mean? There are 3 questions. So here are the 6, so any 3 of those. We've got round, egg-shaped, ellipse, eccentric, hexagon and snail. True, it does move faster because the smaller the CAM is, the less room it needs to go round. And linear means that it moves in a line. You can see the root word there for it. So what is the purpose of a moving toy? We're thinking about who our audience is, why might a toy need to move, and how we can design something to fulfill that purpose. So on Teams, there will be a worksheet in the DT file underneath foundation subjects, and there is a booklet there with your ideas, and you can upload a picture of what you draw. First of all, though, I just want you to have a think. You might want to do a mind map before you do that booklet as we go along, just to get your ideas ready before you write them in. So who will your toy be aimed at? Well, we know our toy is probably going to be aimed at children. It's probably going to be aimed at maybe children who are a certain age group. So maybe my one's going to be aimed towards children who are 6 to 8 years old. So I've given a bracket for my for who I'm going to be aiming at, and I'd like it to be aimed at boys. So that is who I'm going to aim at. My shape of my CAM, I'm thinking that I would like to use a round shape, as I want my toy to move in a circle, in a rotary formation, and I'd like it to it could be bicycle themed if it's in a circle, or football. Football's going to be moving round. I might want to have a sun or a moon there, or a rocket. What could you use to make your structure? Well, I could use wood, I could use paper. If I'm at home, I could use card, I could use cardboard, maybe a cereal box, or I could use maybe an existing toy if I can recycle it. So you, for this part, you can just note down some ideas or make a mind map before you need to write a new booklet. So far, I've decided that my toy will be aimed at children. They'll be 6 to 8 years old, and boys. So you can have a go at just writing 3 things down about who it's going to be aimed at. I'm going to use the round shaped CAM. It's going to have a rotary formation, and it's going to have it could have bicycles, football, sun, moon, rocket. And I'm going to make it out of wood, paper, cardboard, cereal box, or existing toys. Depends on what I've got at home. How can you decorate your structure? Well, I could use foil. I'm thinking about all of the people at home, what you could use that might be handy. I could use foil, I could use threads, I could use paint, pencils, pens, coloured paper, tissue paper. Maybe I could use some pegs or fairy lights if I have them. Whatever you think you'd like to decorate your design. How will I construct it? Well, if I'm at home, I might need to use some glue, I might need scissors, I might need to use a screwdriver if I'm going to be using screws, like straws to help me. I might want sellotape, or I might want some duct tape. Totally up to you. Super glue, there are some things you could use if you have them at home. And that's just to help us get an idea of what we are going to design. Then what you will need to do is you will need to go onto Teams, and there is a booklet on Teams, and it has 4 different sections all about what you need to be designing, what you should be looking at. who you should be looking at designing for, what it would mean if you're designing for someone different. Let's see if I can actually just share my screen and you'll be able to see. Here we go. So this is what you should see when you go onto Teams. You can print this booklet if you want to and then scan it back in, or you can just edit it on here. So you can write your name, and then it says, consider the age and interests of your user. So I'm designing my toy for, so I would put in, I'm designing my toy for children who are 6 to 8 years old, boys who like space. I can add more detail to that as well. I'm just doing this quickly. Things that children's age are interested in. Well, the child I'm choosing is going to be interested in space, rockets, aliens, rocks maybe, stars, the night sky. Maybe they like to watch films about space. You can add in what you would like your child to be interested in. Resources I'll need, well, we had a talk about those. So I'll need paper, glue, duct tape, and maybe some cardboard boxes to make it more sturdy. And the cams I'm going to use, I'm using a round cam. So the moon design can go around the box in smooth motion. Then once you've answered those, you will need to draw what your finished toy might look like. You might want to draw 2 initial ideas first and then draw what your toy will look like. It's up to you, or if you have an idea already. So what I suggest you do is you upload a photo onto here. So draw it on a piece of paper, take a photo or a scan, and then copy and paste it onto here before uploading it. So you need to complete this booklet on Teams and then upload it for me and Miss Fink to see. So take your time over this. Think about who you might be designing this for. Maybe you're designing it for a sibling or a cousin, or for yourself. Maybe you would like a moving toy. You guys are children yourselves. You might want to design one for a 10-year-old girl, or a 10-year-old boy, or a 9-year-old girl, or a 9-year-old boy. It's totally up to you. You might want to design it for an older child, a younger child, a baby. How would that change? The older child might have more complicated cams or sharp edges, whereas for a baby, you're going to need something that moves round and all they have to do is push one thing, and that it's all the edges are smooth. Your designs will be different based on gender and age and what people like, whether the girl might really, really like football or horse riding or climbing. It's totally up to who you're designing it for. If you want to design it for a family or friend, you can even put that. I'm designing this for my little brother who likes dancing, so I'm going to have a break dancer go across my cam toy. So it's totally up to you. When you do your design, please can you make sure you label it with the things you've got. So if you've got a round cam, can you label round cam, label what your toy is, and you need to think about in that cam, what part of the toy is going to move. So if I'm having a moon, I'd want my moon to be moving around. If I was doing a footballer, I might want just his leg to kick the ball. So there's be 2 different cams, the leg and the ball. So it's totally up to what your toy is to how you want it to move. If you have any questions, please do drop me a message on the email, and I will be feeding back on Teams. So make sure you upload it onto there so that I can have a look at your cam designs.